Alright, hello again. Um, I'm making this as a quick, small side tangent, probably a remake essentially. I'll upload the original as well, just because, there's probably certain things that I'd admit, not admit, but omit, I guess, words, from the video. Not in terms of cutting them out, but just because I'd forget, and I'm not gonna go and verbatim, essentially, I guess if that's the right word for it. I have no fucking clue. Word for word it in a remake, but I will still be uploading it with this one, just in general. But long term and short words, Jesus fucking Christ. Long and short term, this remake is being made just because something fucked up happened with OBS. It did not want to accept my microphone. I got it going. So, original video audio quality is really, really shitty. You might not understand me. Sometimes it cuts out. It sounds awful. Makes sense. But long and short, if you don't care to watch it, these comments are good. This one has substance. Agree to disagree depending on your point of view. Opinions, that sort of thing. This one, if you do watch it, you'll know that I partially agree, or that I can at least see where they're coming from, even if I don't agree with it. The disingenuous part, as stated in the original, if you haven't watched it, it will be, you know, if we watched it from the beginning when the show is being released, in this case, Ruby, if you are new to this, it would be, you watch the character grow, essentially. That'd be the short version of it. Except, with Adam Taurus, you don't see him grow. You get the black trailer, you get info during volumes 1 and 2. At the end of volume 2, we get a snippet of a cameo. Volume 3, we get more info. We get a flashback, and then we get the fall of Beacon. And in the original, of course, I say the original. In my original with the shitty audio, I agree with Eruption Fang. You know, like I said, that's my opinion. And in that original video as well, that video that he made, The Wasted Potential of Adam Taurus, that is his opinion. Now, the small tangent that I went about on for this video essentially, or of waking, Jesus fucking Christ, words, of making this video, god damn, it's hard to articulate words. I don't even know if I'm dyslexic. Probably not, but I just know I'm not great with words, especially trying to explain shit. But, you know, back to the comment section right here. Long and short, I can understand. I can understand. I may not fully agree with them, but I can understand them. This one is a statement by Megatron 1384. Don't know who the fuck that is, but you know, it's this statement of this right here. Everyone who says this is a sad little incel. Now, in the original video that I made, the small tangent basically was I only came up with three kind of ideas of what type of person. I'm just going to say he, because Megatron is the guy that he is. I don't know if the user is the actual guy, but the character Megatron is the guy. Unless you're one of the people that believe gender is a fucking spectrum, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, the first option was just they have no critical thinking skills, right? It's just a statement. It's something that they do based off emotion, shit like that. The second option was, they're one of the vibrant colored haired liberals and or Democrats, right? If you wanted to be on the political side of it, that's where you would place them. Because that's usually where most of them are. The shit. I was gonna say the shitty. Some of them are shitty, but the stupid people on the internet that you can watch make fools of themselves through I can't even really say debauchery. Like some of them, it is a little bit of debauchery, especially the ones that sleep around or just look fucking ugly, right? Because no matter what, though, for men, it's always just I'm average or I'm ugly looking. I'm not the best fucking fruit on the damn vine. It is just I am here. I was gonna say if I'm queer, but you know that'd have been a stupid fucking rhyme. It'd be funny, but it'd be stupid. uh, but anyways, third option would be you know long and short term. When Ruby originally came out, and as it was progressing, this might be one of the damn Bumblebee shippers where it's not even a normal ship where they're like, well, I wish that they saw it, or they just sent a nice general comment slash post towards the creators of, just voicing their opinions. Instead, it's, the extremists that sent death threats for no fucking reason because it's a fictional character, right? Now, no matter what, though, you can like fictional characters, but there is a certain limit to, you know, what is normal and what is not. In which case, if you're one of the people that send death threats, make a fucking fanfic, right? That'd be the easiest fucking way to do it if you like two characters. I don't care if you know how to draw or not. Make a fanfic. Fucking make an essay about it if you want to. Death threats do not need to be the way to go because no matter what, though, there's like one other creator. I'm already forgetting their name. But I agree with their take of the Bumblebee ship. I believe the video title is Too Little, Too Late. I want to say. I don't fucking remember. It's been a couple days since I've seen it. But, you know, in the original video that I made, I submit these reactions, these very specific reactions, because this is basically an unbiased view, right? If you're a person who's logical or just likes to hear someone else's opinions on something that you like, it's interesting, right? Because then you can see their specific points of view. While they not may agree with it, but they'll find it entertaining in the aspect of it is something different, and they get to learn about it even if they haven't seen it, or you send them specific episodes. So I enjoy it. The first one I sent was, of course, Eruption Fang's video on Ironwood Semblance of the Problem. I did send the follow up to that one, which was What Made Ironwood's Turn So Unbelievable, I believe is the title name. So they should be releasing that end of May, early June, something like that. But as for this particular video, and as stated in the original video, like I said, I don't know if any of you are gonna fucking watch it. Terrible audio. It's kind of there. It's like this one. It's just a rant. Not even like a terrible rant, but just a rant that's out of nowhere. But I agree with Eruption Fang's take on Adam Torres, right? Now, the one thing I did not say in the original, I know for sure, I probably kind of hinted towards it or was about to say it and then kind of stopped and lost track. I don't fucking remember, even though it's been, I don't know, half an hour ago now. But it was based on the two reaction videos that I sent and that are uploaded on the Wolf Hunters channel. You can kind of tell who I like. And if you watched Eruption Fang's videos, you can kind of see the similarities of which characters I like. If you clearly do not make the connection, then the third character would be Raven, right? That'd be the logical choice. Which it is. Because, it's cool. And I do plan on sending them Eruption Fang's 40-minute video on Raven. Just because it'd be interesting. It'd be long, but it'd be interesting. Also, I found this video funny. This is great as well. I don't know if I'll send it, but you know, it's there. Um, Zirichan, I have fucking no idea how it's pronounced. In this video, it's a short power scaling video essentially. You want the long and short version of it. Short power scaling, narrated by someone who was sick at the time, so it sounds a little nasally, I guess. Um, but the original video that I did make for this, the quick question that I made for anyone who sees this, if they want to respond or not, is just, you know, would this be considered a response video to this person in particular? Like, just in general, would this be considered a response video or just an overall opinion, right? Because I'm not actively answering to this person, right? Because that's usually what makes a response a response. But it's also just voicing my opinion on what my thought process is. That's basically it. Now, one little side tangent that I did go on for about 10-20 minutes of the video. I say 10-20 minutes. It was probably more like 5, but you know, you go on a rant, the video can be however fucking long if you edit it or not. But on Booth, I'm already forgetting again the original creator's name for Ruby Kindred Maiden, the fanfic of Adam versus Raven. I mentioned that, you know, I enjoyed Eruption Fang's video on it. I do plan on sending that as well. But long and short of it was, you know, do any of you agree with it? And not even just in terms of agree with it of the video, but it's more or less for those who are Ruby fans that want to see more content that is really good, or just something in general, because animations, you know, they take time, which is understandable, because no matter what though, you want it to be the best, you wait for it. Don't be a non-patient bitch. Non-patient? Impatient. Fucking words. But I don't know. Essentially, the long and short term of the conversation, I say conversation, it was mostly like 1-2 sentences, but it was, I asked if they had any more of their manga, their fanfic manga in stock. And if, because of course on Booth it says that there isn't, but I did ask if there was any plans to produce more. The answer was just a simple no. However, the end of it did involve, if enough people asked for it in terms of a resale, then there is a chance that more would be produced. And so, pretty much, it was just a small side tangent of you guys voicing your opinion. I'll probably put the link to Booth down below for it. You can send a message to the content creator there. I have no idea if they have any other socials, because I didn't go exploring. I clicked on Eruption Fang's link. That's what took me there. And I checked when that video originally came out, and, you know, as I said in the original video that I made for this, too young, no money, broke bitch, right? Long short of it. So, I don't know if people want to share this video at all on Twitter, YouTube, whatever the fuck. Voice your opinions in the comments down below. I will probably be making a post about it on Twitter. I'm never going to call it fucking X because saying it like that makes it sound like I dated. I'm not going to call it X because that sounds fucking stupid. It's really simple, and that's what makes it stupid. Because at least with Twitter, it makes sense. And not only that, but isn't the fucking URL link still just Twitter? So why would I call it X? There'd be no point. Not only that, but anytime someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna send a tweet," it sounds more catchy. It's not, I'm gonna send an X, because that makes it sound like you're sending your ex to go visit someone, right? It just sounds stupid. I don't know what else did I want to tangent about a little bit, especially that I made a small tangent about in the original video. Oh, a small clip of this that I've shown in the original. I'm just gonna play it again here for those that are wanting to know, because I did mention that I agree with Eruption Fang's take of viewing the character through osmosis, right? If Rooster Teeth didn't know what to do with Adam, a supplemental material, because I did bring up mention of the Ruby anthology manga, right? That was a thing. Adam was in one of them. It was the third one, right? Blake's. But, you know, they made a fucking book for Neo and Roman. They could have done that for Adam if they wanted to show more. But, like I said, I agree with Eruption Bang's take. My opinion, yada yada yada. One other thing that I mentioned was, for my videos, I don't give a shit if you like or dislike. The only thing that I ask is, if you dislike it, put the reason why. Because no matter what, like even in the original video, I said this. I'd like to know the reason. It can be as simple as fucking, I dislike your voice. I do not like that you sound like a man or a woman. I could give two shits. Not really, because food and other shit like that. But, you get the gist of it. It's, if you just dislike it for no reason, at least send a response to explain why. It doesn't have to be a 300 fucking page essay, right? 300 word essay. But, I would say it would make me a better person. That is untrue. But, it'd be interesting. I'm not going to have a conversation with you about it, because, it'll likely never change unless I myself change as a person. But, it would be interesting just because, any videos that I make after that, it's always pretty much, if I expect you to be there, then I can understand why, at minimum, there will always be that one dislike on the video. Which I could give two shits about, because, you didn't like it, that's fine. It's not meant for you. Most of these videos aren't meant for anyone. These are just random shits that I wanted to do, primarily because I always found YouTube entertaining growing up. I say that, didn't watch YouTube until the age of 8, but it's something that's always been there, that's entertained me, and at the same time, it's, something that you can do if you're feeling bored, right? That'd be the long, Jesus Christ. That would be the simple understanding and bias for why it is what it is. Anyways, all the scheduled uploads that I said would be being made should start being sent out late June, early July. That's all I can think of. I mentioned 3D animation. It takes time, it takes patience, and other horseshit like that. I'm not great at it. I hopped on animation software here and there for a bit. It's the same software. Never changed it. Because, money. One's free, the other one costs money. I'm not gonna do the money one. It would probably make it a little easier, but I was gonna say that'd be the bitch way to do it, but that's not true because you still have to have just the overall knowledge and skills to use it. I don't. I am basically self training myself with the occasional YouTube tutorial here and there. So I did promise animation in December. My intention was last December of 2024. Clearly that didn't fucking happen because as I'm not gonna keep repeating it. I'm just gonna say it once again. Time, patience. In the original video, I said money because money pays bills and shit like that. But my plan, if I can figure out what the fuck I'm doing, you guys will get something this December. Maybe. If I don't, I'm just going to upload an apology video. Not in terms of, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do it, but the sorry that, I promised it basically for 2 Decembers and I have no fucking talent for it. So, you'll get it at some point. Maybe. Depends on whether or not shit gets in the way. Yeah, just the general overall question that started this, other than my small little tangent on this channel. And now, that doesn't mean go and be mean. I would reply to this, but it's a statement. You can't change what they believe unless you were a violent person and you scared the shit out of them. But there's no point in entertaining people like this. But yeah, just the general tangent that started this small video. I say small, it's probably longer than the original now. But it was just an overall, because it would also be fucking stupid and funny at the same time. It's just a simple, would this be considered a response video? Now, I did not focus on this person. I didn't even focus on this person primarily in the original video either. I went on a whole side tangent. And it wasn't one side tangent. It was just multiple. Like this one. But, it is something. Everyone has their opinion. I don't give two shits whether you agree or disagree. Because, that's just your opinion. You can say that you're sad about it. I may agree or disagree. But, it's something. Right? Everyone has their own favorite characters. Yada, yada, yada. And not only that, but like nearly every single video that I found, there's only like 1 or 2 videos that I found. I do not remember the fucking content creators' names. That went into a small tangent, essentially, of their explanation of why Adam is not the wasted potential. But everyone who likes Adam for who he was, or even if they didn't, but they liked where his character went, that was the simple fact. Long and short term character is either wasted potential or not. Yada yada yada. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna play the clip at the end that I did play in the original, probably 10 minutes ahead of time, but my agreement on Eruption Fang's take.
Appearances. His influence in the White Fang should have been something that was seen through osmosis. How the general public reacts to Faunus, not seeing exactly what it is he is doing, but knowing that what he was doing was changing things. Keeping him as that fabled character Blake always talks about, or that endgame boss that our characters never wanted to encounter. Knowing that he was dangerous because he led what was essentially an army, but he doesn't need an army to be considered dangerous. That's the type of man everyone thought he was going to be. That's the type of man the show set him up to be. And that's why the end result is nothing but disappointing. He is the definition of wasted potential. And
Well, I played it a little longer than I did last time, but links to both the Wolf Hunters' reaction to this and of course to Eruption Fang's original video will be down in the description below. Like I said, like, dislike, comment, share. Do all that shit if you want to. Like I said, no matter what though, you dislike it, please put the reason why. It's not a requirement, but, you know, I should probably make it a requirement just because it'd be entertaining to see what the reason why. But yeah, just simple questions, answer. Um, I'll probably put the booth link to the creator's Kindred Maiden fanfic. You can voice your opinions there of if you want to have it back in stock, because I would. Because in the original video that I made, I did mention that I'd like to get it. Because no matter what, though, I agree with Eruption Fang's take on his video in what's the title? Adam versus Raven. So, you know, missing out on the manga, yeah, I would like to have it, but I would also like an English translation because, as stated in the original video, credit always goes to the original form of the work first. While you may not be able to read it if you don't know the language, which I don't, it's still best to send regards to the original first, because otherwise you wouldn't get anything else where it is now if there was no credit to the original. So, yeah. Anyways, peace out. Keep your tail up. If you're gonna bitch and moan, keep your tail between your legs. I was gonna say if you're gonna bitch and moan to me, I don't know. Do it on your knees. If you're ugly, I don't know, cover your face up. If you're pretty, either keep your eyes down or eyes up, depending on your preference. That's a weird tangent to end it on, but you know. Opinions are opinions. This is mine. If you do care, probably not. Um, I will add a post on Twitter asking. It's not even just Ruby fans, but it's just fans in general that like fanfic. If they would like to be able to get that, you know, to mention something to the original creator. Unless someone has a copy of it that they plan on getting rid of at some point, then I wouldn't mind getting into contact with that person. Because, you know, I'd like to have it. Not even in the sense of being greedy, but just it's something new, it's something fresh. It's been out for a while, it's been out for years, but you know, to me, it's something new and it's something fresh, right? Anyways, I'm continuing on after I said peace out. Uh, I said in the original video, I don't remember if I said it this one. Scheduled videos that I did promise should start getting uploaded by the end of June, early July, somewhere in that time frame. Well, anyways, peace out.